All right, this is session recap for the 28th day of October. And this morning we initially watched as the dollar went up today. Now we got a close in reverse to the downside with the below the zero line. So we're looking for this to continue to the downside. All right. That would mean pound dollar would go up and that would mean dollar yen would go down. All right. Euro we can't trade because we don't have a big enough ATR anymore. All right. So let me pull it up, but there's nothing we can do on it. It already went to target, I think, anyway. Okay, with dollar going down, notice what they did. They immediately flipped to the upside. Right? Immediately flipped to the upside, and now we're going up. Right? So we can't trade it. We don't have a big enough ATR. All right. So there we go. Pound dollar. All right, pound dollar. Now, pound dollar will be done to the downside and should go up. Look where they went to the pip to the fib. I wonder if they knew where the fib was. Oh, that's Scott. He's so stinking lucky. To the pip, and that's where they bounce. Right. So watch for this to go to the upside now with dollar going down. Right. Dollar Swiss is going to help validate that. Yes, we're going down. Right? So there we go. That means dollar yen to the downside, and we already did our ATR. So you got to wait. This is the real estate of the week trade, by the way. All right. So we're looking. If you're in this trade, you're holding trade one. Where am I holding it to? All the way down here to this bottom down here at 148.50. All right, so there we go. We should break through here. Watch for this tonight. All right, so it was a real rising wedge. Notice how they came down to the clone line here and stalled. And then they said, oh, yeah, we are going. And then they proved it right there. See? All right, that's why you do this. All right, Euro yen. Can't trade Aussie and New Zealand right now. Euro yen traded it to the downside last night. Did pretty well. Did 90% of the ATR. I'm going to watch for them to put a flag pattern in right now, and there we go, a flag, and then we'll continue on down this morning tonight. All right. So remember, however you got in, it's how you're coming out. So you're looking at a target down here, probably at 176, right down there tonight. All right, over to pound yen. And pound yen, we got went down to target easily and then continued on down 60 more pips. MACD says you're still a seller. Don't even think about buying, but they do need a pullback because that's an unsustainable move. So watch for them to do an A, B, C, and then go again. All right. So watch for that tonight. Watch for K to put another 800, 900 pips in her pocket. All right. So she made 850 pips last night on this little bit right here, which is just the very beginning of the trade. She made 850 pips. Surprise, surprise. All right. Well, could I put an entry order below each T30? Well, yeah, you could do that. See that? Wow. Yep. One, two, three, four, five, six. There's six right there. All right. Over to Aussie yen and tried to trade that this morning, and it just would not give us a pullback, has not yet given us one. But if we get one down into here, then we do have an opportunity. Pull back down. Now you got trade one, trade two right there above here. So it has to pull back down. Once it does that, you buy at the bottom with an entry order in here, and you're looking for 154. All right. Nice little trade. Not a big trade, but it's a nice little trade. All right. Over to Euro Aussie. We're in this trade live this morning. All right. And let me put that down. Euro Aussie. All right. Looking for to finish this move either pretty close to where we are right now, or maybe not until Sydney. All right. Now, if we wait until Sydney, we're going to target the 1.270 down here because they're just waking up and that's their trade. All right. Our trade is from today is to the ATR, but their trade when they wake up will be to the 1270. All right. Swish in. All right. Swish in right down to target, pulling back up right now. All right. So it goes opposite of the dollar. All right. So remember, with Aussie yen going down, Aussie yen going up, this went to the downside. We should now see the movement to the upside. Can't trade it till after 5 o'clock when you get a new ATR. All right. But look forward to do another double top up here. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be the fifth time they hit that double top tonight if they go up. All right, pound Aussie and a rock and roller there. We need a pullback. We're almost to the 2.618. They'll most likely take that out and then bounce. Watch for it to come back up. We're out of the box now, so we can take the box off. It's a big box, as you can see. Get rid of it. Go up here to the 240, take a look at it, auto scale it. Whew, baby, 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 baby. All right. So that little pullback, notice they knew what that is. They knew what that was. They knew that. They knew that. And they're going to know that. What if they break in here? Look for the 4.236 tonight down in here. All right. And yeah, just leave it alone. MACD says you're a seller. Don't even think about being a buyer. You're in New Zealand. Okay, we got the break in the hook. Okay, there's the go. Anybody trade the go? Anybody trade the go on Euro New Zealand? You see it on the 10 now. Break, hook, close, and reverse to the downside. Anybody in it? Ah, we waited all morning for this, and nobody's in it. Man, what's going on? Trade one, trade two. Sabitri's in. Okay, we got Sabitri in anyway. And Euro Aussie right back here. Let me go back to that. So I got to put live trade on here. Live trade down. All right. All right. So that was your New Zealand. We're in the go. All right. So yeah, if you got your entry order in, you can't trade it now because you're trading at the bottom. But any pullback, you can trade it. So what you wanted to do is stall here and pull back up. I don't care if it pulls up 5 pips. That's all. Then you can trade it. Why? Because I didn't sell at the bottom. Right now I'm selling at the bottom. Or what I can do is once it starts to pull up, put an entry order right below that wick for trade one, an entry order at 201.42 for trade two, and let the market do what it does. Pound New Zealand, right down the target, and then continuing on, we're down here. Once I hit this line right here, I'm not allowed to make a trade to the downside. So I can't make this trade unless we get a pullback up in here. Now, they need a pullback because they have an unsustainable move. So they'll need to pull it back up and then go again. All right. So we did 5 waves to the downside on this, and then we did an A, B, C. So, we're looking for a 2 wave to come back up. All right. So wait for the 2 wave and then trade the 3 wave to the downside. All right. New Zealand yen. And New Zealand yen making the turn here, and wait for 5 o'clock. You'll get a new ATR. Might go all the way up here to 88.80 area, which is where the day chart top is. Right? And we got pound Swissy, but it's already gone. So nothing to do here until tonight. But you came in like this, you're coming out like this. So it's already doing that. So wait for 5 o'clock. You're going to get a new ATR. All right. So I'm going to take this off now. All right. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and put a channel on from this last piece because that's where I get the angle. And I go here. It's a little bigger. There you go. See what I had to do? I was looking for the heart line. See? So what told me that it wasn't hitting the heart line? So I go over here. Yeah, now it hits the heart line. Heart's the heart line. See? That's how you do it. All right. So wait for 5 o'clock. You get a new ATR and you'll know where you go. MACD tells you you're a seller. And finally, Aussie New Zealand, we got to get a pullback. We are getting one. Hooray. Okay. So we got to get down to here to get 55 pips to the target. All right. So it's got a little ways to go. Down here, hits that fib, bounces. You take the trade there. Trade 2 is now here. That's trade 2. That's trade 1. There you go. All right. So Aussie New Zealand. All right. Here we go.